All right, you just hit the digital download button on the Jumparound podcast here on Spreaker.com. Happy 4th of July week, everybody.
Happy 4th of July. Happy birthday, America.
Great. Now I've got Adam Sandler as a co-host. After that fancy music, we're coming back with the show. Strap it in, hold on tight. Here we go. Live on top of that big hill in downtown Beaufort, Georgia. It's the Jumparound podcast. We're coming at you, the round mound of sound from Sugar Hill, Georgia, Mr. Joe Beasley. 220 pounds of brown-eyed soul. It's Wes Parkey. And this week, we're going to tone it down just a little bit.
Little bit.
Man, it's good to always be back here on a Jump Around Tuesday, you know?
Tuesday is the day.
Next Tuesday, I think it's free pancakes at the... Not free pancakes, it's 56 cents for the what do you call the stack? The
short stack.
The short stack.
That would be your favorite place to get pancakes.
Hizzle yizzle. Absolutely. And you know it's going to be packed, man.
That'd be the Izzle Hizzle.
The what?
The Izzle Hizzle.
Oh.
Ozzle Pozzle.
No. Yeah. So,
walk up in there saying that.
Pancake zizzles. Yeah. So it's going to be, I bet you it's going to be packed up in the mug, man.
I need a short sizzle.
I'm going to give me some of them pancakes.
Some pizzles.
We were talking about that last night, you know, during our failed recording episode about the pancakes. But, yeah, I'm going to go up in there and get me some of them pancakes.
What day is that on?
July the 8th. I think it's actually Wednesday.
The 8th is Tuesday. It is Tuesday.
Check your local listings. That's all I can tell you. But I'm going to be in line down here at that
55 cents? 56?
56 cents.
For their anniversary.
For the anniversary. Check your local listings. I'm going to be down there at the one over there on I might try to go in there. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to buy me a couple costumes. Because it's limit one, see. So I'm going to have to go buy me a mustache and a goatee to put on, some shades. And
Groucho Marx glasses.
Yeah, something like that. So I can get in there a couple times. Maybe a big trench coat. Sir, it's 90 degrees outside. Why are you wearing a trench coat?
Just, you know what you need to do? You need to go down there with about 5 shirts on, 5 different shirts. It'd be like, what's his name at the MTV Movie Music Awards back in the day? Michael Stipe just kept taking shirts off every time they won. It'd be like the new guy, man. Every time you go in there with a Batman shirt on, you get your stack and you walk out and you come back, get in line, go back through. You got on a Wonder Woman shirt, got you another T-shirt, you know, whatever.
Sir, weren't you just in here eating pancakes before? No, might not be. You know, I am one of quintuplets.
Quintuplets. And we all love them pancakes.
Whatever it takes, man, to get them damn pancakes down my throat. That's what I'm looking for.
Earl, put on another set of pancakes for the boys out here. We run the line is long.
Oh, it's going to be long. There's going to be some folks in there, I guarantee you.
56-cent pancake short stack? Hell yeah. That's not one. That's what, 3?
3 pancakes.
Yeah. All over that.
How did we start this podcast off talking about? We just went like straight into pancakes.
You must be hungry.
I'm not hungry.
Always hungry for pancakes.
Well, yeah, but you know, I'm like not hungry. I mean, I'm not like, wow, I need to go eat or anything. But
that's why it's called the Jumparound.
Indeed,
but
sir.
The beginning of the Jumparound, we're giving you your breakfast.
Indeed. So we tried to actually record a show yesterday, and it was a flop. It was it wasn't a disaster. But we didn't really get anything out of it that we could even use. We tried to play poker while we were doing a podcast.
Yeah, it didn't work out like we thought it would. Could have been better.
We had several of the podcast celebrities over.
Plenty of talent in the room.
Yes.
I don't know if it was just the the mics being in the way, or just want people liking playing poker?
Well, they were liking playing poker too much, I think, is the problem. Nobody was wanting to talk into the mic, but I think that's usually where some of our best BS comes from.
And you got pocket aces on each end of the table going at each other like 2 out of like 4 hands for some reason.
And I lost money on that deal.
That's right. Don, the king of Buford.
Suckered me into a bet.
Gotcha. Took you down on one.
Suckered me into a it's just bad wording on my part on how I referenced it. But anyway, so the people at home don't care. A lot of them probably aren't poker players.
We're going to have to figure out how to do that, though. It's a good idea. Just didn't work.
Didn't work in theory.
Didn't work out for the tape.
It sounded good in theory. Just didn't work out didn't work out good.
We're still new to this. We're still learning the ropes.
Yes, sir. We'll get there, though.
Yeah.
I think we provide a funny enough show for everybody out there.
Funny, entertaining, give them a little bit of news, whatever. How was your weekend besides that?
Wasn't too bad. I can't complain. What did I do? I went, I got a gripe, though. Yeah, come to think of it. I got a gripe. I went and did some shopping on Sunday. Had to do some odds and ends. And Sunday not one of the best days to try to go out in the public. I hate going on weekends and having to go places like Walmart or Costco or the mall. I hate that because every idiot in the world is usually out shopping on those days. And when you go out, you're confronted with them, as I was. When every place I went to Costco, I went to a computer store, and I went to the Guitar Center. So I hit 4 parking lots. I went to I had to go to the AutoZone as well. So I went to 4 places. Every single place I went, you pull into the parking lot, and some jack nanny does not know how to pull into a straight parking lot and has the ass end of his car hanging out of the parking what the hell?
The lines.
It's outside the parking
spots. The lines.
Yeah, the parking spot. Hanging into somebody else's damn parking spot. That just irritates the hell out of me. You get a driver's license, you can drive, but they don't teach your ass how to park.
No, they don't. There's plenty of them, too. Plenty of parking spots, I mean. Were they double parked, or they just curved in there where you got about 2 inches once you park into your spot? Because they're in a hurry to get in there and get that gallon of milk and get right out.
No, it's not the asshole that has like the fancy Silverado or the Mercedes Benz and thinks he's entitled to 2 so that nobody will scratch his shit.
Not double parking that way.
No, it's the I can't park. I own this big car or whatever, and I don't know how to put it into this size of a parking spot.
You think they had that? You think our parents had those issues? Because God knows cars were huge back then.
Yeah, but it seemed like everybody knew how to park back then.
They had to know how to park.
I
mean, have you ever tried to park a 72 Monte Carlo? Holy crap, that thing's huge.
Well, what about a Cadillac Brome from 72,
That's what I'm saying.
What about a Lincoln Continental from that time?
Better be glad we have a bunch of Priuses and Honda Civics in the world right now.
Yeah, but they can't even park
those. But they can't park,
They can't even park those. They couldn't park a Cooper Mini in a damn parking spot or a smart car for that Christ. They just can't park.
You can double park a smart car, or you can get 2 of them in one spot.
You probably can.
Yeah.
But,
they have a website for people like that.
Yeah, what's it called? I know there's a Facebook. I'm probably going to become a member of that Facebook group because I'm tired of that. I'm going to...
YouParkLikeAnAsshole.com.
Yeah. There it is, folks. Go look it up. I think I'm going to go print out some of those little business cards I've seen before, and when I see some ass clown that can't park right, I'm going to just go stick the business card on there. You're an idiot.
A lot better than key in her car.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. I mean, I don't want to mess anybody's stuff up just because they're, inferior parkers compared to me.
Yeah.
Superior Parker. Wesley Parkey. I mean, Park is even in my name.
Knowing how to park. You better know how to park. You got park in your name.
You got park in your name, Jack. You better know how to park, and I do. I can stick it in there. So that's what got my ire up this week.
You think they got bad parkers over there in where is it, Japan or over in China where they ride a lot of bikes?
Oh, yeah. Why you take up 2 bicycle stall? Why you take up 2? You're only supposed to have 1.
Someone pulls up to the bike rack and he parks sideways. Takes up like 10 spots.
Makes it madder than hell, I'm sure.
You park a bike like an asshole.
Oh, you asshole! You park horrible. You're no good at parking. You're a bicycle. That's what had my ire up this week. What about you? What'd you have? What'd you have going on?
Didn't have a whole lot going on. Got jury duty this week. Went and saw a movie. Went and threw down my money at the theater. theater box.
You love pissing away your money on these Transformer movies.
Not so much Transformers. We like going to movies in general.
You are but no, look, you are a Transformer mark.
Yeah, you're right. I'm a mark. I like the big action summer blockbusters. That's worth seeing in the theater.
Yeah, I get that part, but you are a mark for the Transformers.
No, not so much the Transformers, just any big blockbuster.
You like all those Michael Bay movies and all those big let's blow up half the world movies. You like all that, and then the good guy survives somehow. You like those movies.
I don't like going to the theater to see the rom-com.
No.
I don't want to go, the sad drama. I don't want to see those in the theater. I can watch those at home. I got a big enough TV for that now.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, all you got to do is keep it. And if, Lord knows, if your wife is at home, my wife is at home, it's on the damn romance comedies. Or it's on the dramas.
So if they're going to be blowing crap up, I want to see it.
Yeah.
I want to see it big, man.
Yeah.
Get that testosterone going.
Yeah.
Not every movie, but, I want to see them. But I'll tell you one thing. And, we're not this show's not about giving out shout outs to corporate sponsorship or anything like that. Well, at least not yet. We're not. I will not put another dime in Regal Cinemas, Mall of Georgia.
They're expensive, man.
I ain't got nothing to do with being expensive anymore.
Well, that's why I don't do my trading over there at that Regal Cinema at the Mall of Georgia, is because it's a little bit too expensive for my pocket.
It is expensive.
When I can go to the movie tavern, or I can go to even an AMC is cheaper than that place.
AMC, let me tell you that. And people out there, AMC, shout out to AMC.
Hello.
You're getting all my money from now on. Just hands down, better product. And now they have the reserve seating. Shout out to the AMC movie news. That's movie talk that's following us on the Twitter.
Hello.
And all those guys. That's a great show. If you don't listen, I like movies. I watch that on YouTube every day. 5 days a week it's on TV or on the YouTube there.
AMC movies.
AMC movie talk.
AMC movies mark.
Movie talk. Not movies mark. Movie talk.
You are a movie mark. You're an AMC movies mark. You're a mark.
Not corporate sponsorship. I'm just giving them. I'm telling you, I'm giving them their money. They got a superior product out there. Look, back in the day when we used to go to the theater, right? High school, when we were in high school, we went all the time. We went out there and we saved how many? 2 rows of seats to see like Back to the Future 2 or something.
We would take groups with us. Yes, we'd take 10, 15 people with us.
And it cost you like $4 or $5 to get in. It wasn't expensive. That's before stadium seating. And I know how you are. When they first started coming out with stadium seating, we got to go here. Digital theater. I got to see it at digital theater. Got to see it on the big. If we're going to pay, I got to see it on the digital screen, THX, stadium seating, waitress coming to my seat.
Now, they didn't have that back in the day. You know that, but you were right.
Pretty close.
I would go 15, 20 miles out of the way to go to the best theater in town if I'm going to go see the blockbuster. You're right. I was that way. Well, I'm not so much that way now because every place has
one of the Star Wars movies we went and saw like that up in Memphis. Had to go downtown. Had to go downtown Memphis to see that. It was some movie like that.
Indiana Jones.
Something.
Batman, Indiana Jones,
something
Back to the Future 2, all the big blockbusters. We had to go out to Winchester Court.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got to go out to Winchester Court.
Because it's the best movie theater in Memphis, damn it. End of discussion.
You won't go near that place now, but yeah, it's a long movie. I'll tell you, that was a long movie. And anyone that's gone out and seen it this weekend, they'll tell you that's a long damn movie.
Pee before you go in.
Yeah, don't get the big, large drink.
You might need it, but you just plan a pee break.
Well, you're going to drink it, and then you might, if you don't want to get up and go to the restroom in this nearly 3-hour movie, which is pretty long for a Michael Bay action flick, you can always, use the cup if you need it.
It's dark enough in there, I agree, yeah. Depending on who's sitting next to you, especially if you got like a jacket on or something, you could probably pull that off.
Yeah, you could probably get away with that.
You could hear that piss hitting the bottom of the cardboard bucket.
Yeah, that's right. I tell you what, though, I'm really, in all honesty, though, the AMC, they got the reclining seats now.
Yeah.
And you don't have as many seats in the theater, so you got to have reserved seating there now, so you can actually pick your seats for whatever time you want to go.
Reserved seating.
Reserved seating.
What if you walk up and buy a ticket?
I guess you get what's left.
So you're
I'm assuming, because if you go online, that you pick your seats, just like going to a concert now. So that tells me, and I'm not trying to give you any ideas, AMC, or whoever's listening. It tells me your ticket prices are going to be going up in the future if you're putting in reclining seats and you're giving a reserve seating and you got less seats in the theater. I know how airlines work. When they put fewer seats on the plane, that price goes up.
Oh, but we're giving you a better product.
Exactly.
In quotes.
So I will give them the money for the better product, but I may have to tone down on the amount of visits, you take. It's hard to take a family of 4 when you're spending almost $100. You'll see a movie.
What are you talking about? It's hard to take a family of 2. It's hard. I don't like. It's $30-$40 for me and my wife to go to the movie.
Yeah, and it's cheap down here compared to like up north. I think up northeast, up and around New York. So it's like $18 for a show.
No, sir.
At that point, no, I'm not going to see your big flick at the theater. I'll wait till it comes out on DVD.
I won't wait. I'll illegally download the damn thing. I'm just telling the truth, man. Hope the FBI is not listening.
If they are, you know where to find me.
I didn't say I have. I said if it got to that point, I would.
To. This might be part of the show. He's editing it out there, people. That will be edited for our entertainment only.
I will.
That might be on the outtakes version of the show.
These SOBs know anyway. They sit there and listen to every damn phone conversation you have anyway.
They're the ones downloading the stuff in the first place.
Yeah. How do you think they know we do it? Because they're doing it.
They probably get a good copy of it, too.
You're damn right. Them FBI guys have got all the good stuff.
Why download it? You got to download it because either that or you can go down to the local barbershop.
Yeah, or someplace, or, You
always know somebody somewhere.
Somebody's got it.
Has got a copy.
That's right. They haven't figured out how to put them on Blu-ray yet, I think. You just get the El Cheapo DVD copy, but...
That's right.
Anyway, enough before I get Special Agent McGuire knocking on my damn door over there.
Hello.
Open that door. We know you got that damn movie in there.
Put down that copy of Dumbo.
Well,
are you recording?
Yeah. Even though the folks at home don't realize it, we just talked for 40 minutes, and for some reason the recording software cut off.
Producer error.
We just lost a great bit of content.
Happens to the best of them.
Yeah.
Prime gold. Just got it just out there now.
Oh, God. All right. So, moving on.
Way to go, buddy.
So, we jump around on the Jumparound podcast.
We just had about 10 conversations about everything from picking oranges to picking your nose. To picking your toenails to things you can pick. Guitars, strawberries, whatever.
All lost.
Gone. Pure gold.
Probably won't be able to duplicate it.
We won't be able to duplicate it, but we'll be able to. We'll bring it up at another point.
All right.
We'll jump around to it some other time. However, the one thing we were touching on is we had our little poker game last night, and we had put out some feelers to the crowd, to the jumpers out there. We asked for questions. Hey, send us your tweets. Send us up on Facebook. Text us if you got our number. Shoot us a question, and we'll bring it up during the podcast.
Yeah.
I got to bring this one up.
All right.
Matter of fact, this probably would have been really great last night had I brought it up, but we didn't get it, I think, till late.
You would have, I would have gotten crushed on this question at the poker table.
You probably would have. I don't know how the rest of the guys, what their knowledge of this topic is. So, in general, what their knowledge of the topic is.
Some of them are pretty good, actually. I've had some of these discussions with them, and they're very knowledgeable in the.
Well, that's good.
That's
something we have to bring up another time.
Yeah.
But for now,
okay.
To our listening audience,
the one question we received.
Straight from New Bern, North Kakalaki. Hello, Mr. Moreno.
Sends in a question
on the Facebook. Mr. Parkey.
So it was directed to me.
Precisely. Have you ever wanted to be a professional wrestler?
That's a loaded question.
Coming from this gentleman, yes, that is a loaded question. However, that's a good question for our jump around crowd.
Well, I mean, I don't know if it's a good question for him or whatever. He's going to enjoy it just because he's ribbing me. But I'll answer the question. I mean, I'm not afraid to. Did I ever want to be a professional wrestler? The answer is yes, I did.
I agree. I've known you nearly 30 years. I would agree with that. I would say, yeah, you want, at some point, there's still a little wrestler in you somewhere.
Oh, yes.
And I don't mean like a little midget wrestler that's trying to get in your rear end. You know, there's a little wrestler in you somewhere. He's still there. He's still hiding in all of us.
Oh yeah. I'd go take a few bumps.
If you grew up in Memphis, you have to have a little wrestler in you.
Yeah. Now let me preface this. I need to give him more background that even maybe Mr. Moreno doesn't really understand. So we'll go into depth about this for a second. First of all, when we were growing up, we grew up in Memphis, Tennessee. Now, see, Mr. Moreno grew up in Orlando, Florida. Okay, totally different region. But when we grew up,
regions known as territories back in the day,
wrestling territories.
Right.
Yes, but my point is this: when we grew up in Memphis, Tennessee, there was no professional sports team. This goes back into also why I have so many favorite teams I like. We didn't have any professional sports teams, NFL, Major League Baseball, basketball when we grew up. So the what everybody followed sports wise in Memphis, and by I mean everybody, I mean nearly everybody in Memphis.
They packed that Mid-South Coliseum every Monday night.
We watched professional wrestling. It came on Saturday mornings at 11 o'clock, and it was the highest rated show in Memphis. Got higher ratings than primetime shows, got higher ratings than Saturday Night Live, which was very popular in the 70s. It beat out every show in Memphis.
Beat out Bill Dance Outdoors in Tennessee.
Yeah. I mean, that was the hottest thing around in Memphis, man. Everybody knew all the wrestlers. And so probably in Memphis, 3 out of every 5 kids or boys that grew up in the 70s in Memphis probably wanted to be a professional wrestler because those were our idols. That's who we watched.
They were our superheroes.
Yeah. Now, some of them did grow up to be wrestlers, obviously. Myself, I went through some of the steps, but didn't go through all the steps. I did the correspondence and all that, and found some places to go train to be a wrestler. The Monster Factory up in New Jersey. Johnny Rodz used to have a place. Johnny Rodz is a wrestler that used to wrestle in the WWF in the 70s. He had a place in New York.
And this is before you could just go online and Google it. You actually had to, you could get you Pro Wrestling Illustrated and start looking things up there.
You had to be actively seeking this stuff.
Yeah, they got ads in the paper for that.
Yeah, Killer Kowalski, who trained Triple H, he used to have a wrestling school. Up there was the Power Plant here in the later years. I'm
sure the Jarrett's ran one up in Memphis or somewhere north of there.
Well, they had some wrestlers like Dundee. Bill Dundee used to train some wrestlers. A guy named Don Bass, who lived in that area, he trained a couple people I know. Beat the hell out of them.
That was probably just side money for them guys.
Yeah, just get you out there. You pay them, a couple $100, and they'd beat the hell out of you until you went away. Because back in those days, you didn't go in there and know it was a performance art, so to speak. You went in there thinking it was legit, and they beat the hell out of you to see if you'd really come back. So you got your ass kicked.
Yeah, those guys got paid by attendance back then, I believe.
Yeah, but I'm saying in order to get into the business, though.
Yeah.
It was for you to get in, you had to you got beat up and you got ran into the ground. Nowadays, the way they do it is, and I've watched this happen too, and this ain't a pretty sight either, but it's just a different way. It's almost like back in the day when you went to boot camp, the drill sergeant did a lot more harsh things to you.
Yes, drill sergeant!
Yeah. Nowadays, though, the way that they get you to go away is they just exercise you into the ground. You do 500 Hindu squats. You do these burpees. You do, they run you till you vomit.
Run the ropes. It's all cardio.
Yeah, they get you in the ring before you learn how to do one back bump, even a flat back bump, which is just where you just fall straight on your back.
That's the first move you learn, probably.
Yeah, that is the first.
Got to be.
Yeah, just learn how to fall straight on your back.
They probably lose 8 out of 10 guys just on that alone.
That's enough. You do that once or twice.
I don't want to do it.
Yeah, you don't want to do it. You can do it right here on this floor if you want.
No.
And that's carpet. You do it on...
Yeah, there's more padding on here than in that ring, I'm sure.
Well, there's a little more. It's 2 or 3 layers and, like some foam, like the carpet, the foam you have on our carpet, and a canvas, and you got plywood.
Right.
You got like 2x6s. that run across there. But yeah, you fall back on that enough times, and you tell me it doesn't hurt.
I don't even want to fall back on my bed right now.
Yeah, well, I don't know about that. I love falling into the bed, but anyway, it hurts. Okay, there's nothing fake about wrestling. Predetermined, maybe. Do they know the outcome? Yes, but actually getting in there and doing the physical work, there's nothing fake.
Yeah, they're athletes. I mean, they're hands down, they're athletes.
Yeah. So I'd looked into some of the schools. I was trying to find a way to work my way in, and then of course in my later years, probably past the time that you would want to be trying to get into wrestling, I did run up and down the road with some of these guys that we managed to meet through our jobs, and we got to go, follow them around and see stuff.
Went to a few matches.
We got to go behind
pay-per-views or whatever. Go behind the scenes.
We were behind the scenes, and we got to see a lot of things and see some of the inner workings. And you go, you found out this isn't for me. This this lifestyle probably not conducive to what I want to end up doing. While I love entertaining people, and I would have loved entertaining people that way. Really, to have it just probably wasn't the kind of the lifestyle I really wanted.
You basically figured out that I'm not going to go out there and take bumps all the time. I'm just not going to. That's not for me.
It wasn't the bumps so much. It's just
that's a hard lifestyle. I'll give them. I mean, that is a hard lifestyle for those guys. I'll give them credit.
It's, you're spending you're home 2 days out of 7. You're basically,
if that,
you're probably swapping your stuff out of the bag. You're back on the road. You're constantly getting beat up. While I wouldn't mind you're going to get injured a lot. It's a hard life.
Insurance, all kinds. Those guys got all kinds of things. That they weren't making money back. Especially back then when we were watching those guys back in the early 80s, late 70s. I would say up until the probably early 90s, those guys weren't getting paid any money. Hardly.
Well, you didn't have guaranteed money like you have today.
Yeah.
Unless you were like a Jerry Lawler who owned the territory, you didn't have guaranteed money.
I would explain why he never left the territory.
Well, exactly. He never left the Memphis area because he had a stake in the ownership.
Right.
So, yeah, you're not going to – that's why he carried the title all the time. Well, you're not going to put the title on anybody else when they can walk away and go somewhere else and then leave you hanging. Yeah. You're going to keep the title on yourself.
All right, so you figured you didn't want to be a wrestler.
Yeah.
And early on.
No. I probably.
And then when we start hanging out, not really hanging out, but when we had connections, you started thinking about it again.
Yeah, but that's when I was also realized, probably not what I want to be doing.
Not for me.
No.
Not for me.
Not when you get behind the scenes. It's all glamorous to sit out there and see it all going on, but then when you see what goes on.
And the guys we met were great guys.
Yes.
And some funny son of guns.
Yes, they were.
Scum bums.
Yeah. Funny guys. Great guys to be around. Good people.
Kevin Nash, let me tell you, I met that Kevin Nash out there on the jetway once.
Big
taking his shout out to Kevin Nash.
Hello.
Former Tennessee Vol.
Yeah.
That's a big dude. I mean, we met him backstage one time, but I was working a flight down there. Working for the airport, this is what I do. We don't discuss it a lot, but this guy's out there cracking some of the best, funniest, dirtiest jokes with one of the flight attendants and me in the jetway while we're waiting on his counterpart, Mr. Scott Hall, to stumble down the jetway from the Sky Club or wherever he was coming from.
Hey, yo.
Thanks for holding the plane for me, Kev. Shut the doors. We got to go. Yeah, I was good times. But anyway, those are some good guys. There's a lot of good guys in there. And, it's just a job for them guys. And I can understand where you said you didn't want to do it. Get out there on the road and be gone. I mean, that's a lifestyle. And I could assume, that's not for everybody. But, however, had you made it and went down that road long time ago.
Yeah.
You had to be, and I know you. We go back 30 years almost. You had to have a gimmick in mind. And when I say gimmick, I mean character, move set. Let me tell you something. Here's a side note. This guy back in the day, and back in the day, I mean up until about a year ago too. You get a new wrestling game on the PlayStation or the Nintendo, man, he's not worried about who comes on that game, the characters. He doesn't care who's on the cover. He doesn't care about the moveset. All he wants to do is he's going to get that game, and he's going to build the real Four Horsemen. Well, there's 3 of us, really. And he's added some characters along the way, but there's 3. There's a guaranteed 3 that are going to be on that game.
I build my own roster. I don't have to worry about who. I don't care if Stone Cold Steve Austin or Hulk Hogan or Roddy Piper. I don't care who's in the game. I'm going to build my own roster, and it starts with 3 men. It starts with Wes Parkey, Steve Harless, and Joe Beasley. Those 3 guys are always in the game, and they always end up being the baddest SOBs in the game. They run the show. They are the NWO in that game.
That's the only reason to play them games, is to build ourselves and get it going.
That's right. So I put my own gimmick on there, but now 25, you're asking me what I would have done.
So is that gimmick anywhere close to being what you would be running with? Who would we see in 2014, 25-year career Wesley Parkey the wrestler?
Well, I don't know. I really don't know because, I know that I would have probably liked being a bad guy. I would have rather be, you got to be a heel. You're a heel all day long. Heel. The bad guys are the heels. For those uninitiated, the good guys you call the baby faces or the faces. And it's so much easier being a heel, I think, for most anybody, just because it's so much natural to play than it is to go out there and be the baby kissing, handshaking, high fiving, high energy. Yeah. Rock and roll is here to stay kind of good guy, like the John Cena. John Cena would make a hell of a bad guy, but you can't.
He knows how to talk, but he's not going to. He's the face of the company. He
sells too much merchandise to the little 7-year-olds. They're not turning.
He's the face of the company. You're not going to do that.
Yeah, but I would have loved to have been the bad guy.
And Ric Flair now, face of the company, NWA,
as a bad guy.
Yeah. So, it works either way.
Yeah, you could do it either way. But I think it's just more natural to be the bad guy. And it's more natural
I
for
see
me.
you as a bad guy.
I'm a smart aleck. I'm a smart ass. It plays into my natural personality, which comes out more effectively when you're playing something close to your own personality. So, yeah, I would have been that guy.
Well, you got to be like Steve Austin says, Stone Cold was really more of his personality than anything.
Yeah, the closer you can get to your real self, amped up a little bit, like maybe times 5, times 10, it's going to come across way better because it's more believable.
Okay, so the people that know you over the years, they can see that. They can see you as the heel.
Yeah.
What are you wearing? That's
know.
what they really want to know. They want to know the fashion. What are you rolling out there in a big feather boa? You got the singlet where you can throw the strap down? Coming out there in the bikini trunks?
No, I don't. No, I think I would have come out in like the long pants.
Big Boss Man style?
No, like pants, wrestling tights. The long wrestling tights, the full-length wrestling tight with, the boots, black and red kind of thing with a little white mixed in, like a camouflage kind of look, or tiger stripes or something like that in there. I like the black
shirt,
red
shirt or no shirt. They want to know that.
No shirt. No, of course I wouldn't have this Budweiser pony keg on my belly either. I'd have me a 6-pack instead of a pony keg. But
20. Well, and pony keg maybe 20 years after wrestling, but
Yeah, but no top. I would have
tanning, tan or no tan.
Of course, I gotta be a tan. Yeah,
fake tan all the way.
I'd have to be in the booth. Yeah, getting some tan because I hate laying outside. But yeah, you got to be tan.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is what we got. We got a heel. We got a bad guy. We got a look. We got the hair slicked back. We got no shirt. We got the long black pants with the tiger camo red and white stripes going down the side. The black boots.
Yeah.
You got elbow pads?
Yes.
Elbow pads. Black, of course, right? Tape knuckles.
Tape fists.
Tape wrists.
Both tape fists and wrists, yeah. Absolutely.
Entrance music. The crowd wants to know. The jumpers want to know entrance music. They're visualizing this in their mind. They want to know Wes Parkey's entrance music. You got your choice now. You're going to have to go back 20 years and pick a song. Because it's going to have to have lasted 20 years. Now, granted, somebody along the way would have given you some original piece of music.
Well, they
always do that. But back in the day, we had your Billy Squier Fabulous Ones.
Everybody Wants You.
That's right.
Squire. Freebirds.
Freebirds.
Came out to
Well, they had
Freebird.
their own song, kind of.
Yeah.
Everybody wanted to be the Freebirds.
Right.
Who didn't want to be the Freebirds? That's another show altogether.
The Von Erichs.
Those are shows. Those are definitely other podcasts altogether.
So the Von Erichs used to come out to, like, I think one of them came out to Stranglehold by Ted Nugent.
Oh, Stranglehold, yes, sir.
One of them came out to Tom Sawyer by Rush.
That's right. So Wes Parky's song. This is going to be early '90s. So you got a little grunge. You can fall back on. What are you coming out to back then? You're a heel, buddy.
I don't know. That's a hard question. I mean, there was
Top of your head, man. Come on, let's go.
Mean Street by Van Halen.
Mean Street by Van Halen. Look, I'm reaching across. That's a high five to the man right there. He's going old school. Wesley Parky coming up the Mean Street. All right, we got the look. Slick hair.
Yeah.
No shirt.
No shirt.
Long tights, black boots.
That's right.
Tiger stripes.
Probably come out with some glasses on, some shades.
Shades.
Yeah. Little
tape fists, tape wrists.
Fist, little Terry Funk-esque or Mr. Perfect Kurt Hennig type of towel. Those little, like, bath towels, you know.
Mid-South Coliseum goes black.
Towel.
Mid-South Coliseum goes black. The crowd is going crazy. You know how it was in there? 12,000 strong. It was 12,000?
Yeah.
Give or take a few.
Yeah.
Light flashes on that squared circle. It's about the only light you had back then.
Right.
They kill over. They go black. Mm-hmm. And then you hear the music. Spotlight goes to the curtains. Who's coming out? I need a name. The Jumpers need a name.
I don't know. I mean, you didn't get to that point where you make a name, but it wasn't going to be Wes Parky. You know, Wes Parky is not marketable, I guess, for a wrestler. You know.
And there you have it, folks. We have no name.
That's why I was a failure. That's why I never made it. I couldn't come up with a name, I guess, right?
No, I wouldn't say that. You'd have been a hell of a manager, though.
Yeah.
You could use Wes Parky as a manager.
Sweet Wes Parky.
Sweet Wes Parky.
That's right. Sweet Wes.
He had a jacket that had an ace and a 7 on the back.
Ace. It's an inside joke for you guys. Ace and the 7. But
you're a heel.
Yeah, I'm a brawler. I'm a scrapper.
Not a high flyer. He's a scrapper. He's a brawler. I like it.
I'm not a technical wrestler. I'm going to throw you out of the ring. I'm going to stomp on your ass on the floor.
A brawler.
I'm going to ram you into the steel ring post. I'm going to crack you with a chair. I'm going to get in the ring. I'm going to roll you back in the ring. I'm going to rake your eyes. I'm going to put my elbow like into some kind of soft, tender, part of your neck or something. You know, I mean, I'm going to torture you. I'm going to grind you down. I'm going to beat the ever living hell out of you. I'm not going to do some top rope flip or whatever. No, I'm just going to stomp I'm just going to stomp the fire out of you.
And when you reach under that ring apron,
yeah,
and you grab the one item that you always get dirty with, and take the man to the woodshed, what is it?
It's got to be a steel chair.
Steel chair.
Yeah, but see, I'm
all day long.
But see, I'm not like that. I'm even more crooked than that because these guys have they've left so much in the past. You know, now that's all they do is they grab a chair or a kendo stick. I'm old school, brother, and I'm thinking Lawler.
Chains in the pants, buddy.
I'm coming out. I'm bringing a chain out of my pants, man. And
got the chalk dust.
Holding it way up in the sky, way up there where everybody on the top row of the arena can see this 20-inch long chain I got, and I'm just going to slowly wrap it around my fist.
Amen.
And then when the referee's got his back turned, pow!
Lawler was at his best as a heel.
Yes. And then or else I'm going to have some powder down there. I'm going to pull the powder out and throw the powder in your eyes. Yeah, I got it. I'm using the old school tricks. You know, I haven't even gotten to fireballs yet. But that's the kind of wrestler I would be. So that would have been my character.
Would like to thank John Moreno for that. Shout out to New Bern, North Kakalaki. Hello. For giving us that one great question.
Well, that was enough. So we can take it there, and hell, that's almost time to wrap it up now. we can wrap it up.
Okay.
But I think we got a couple of shout-outs we need to send before we get out of here.
We got to take care of the listeners.
Yeah.
They're propping us up this weekend on the jump around. Give us a little extra boost.
That's right. Two people joined us this week on the Twitter, following us on the Twitter. And I looked at it and went, how in the hell are they following us? 96.1 FM here in Atlanta.
Power 96.1.
Yeah, the pop music station, right?
Not the 96.1 I grew up on here in Atlanta. I will say that.
Wasn't it 90?
It's 96 Rock.
96 Rock. I wasn't here back then.
That's what happens when Clear Channel or whoever it is takes over all these stations. We're not hating on you.
No. I'm sure they've got a lot of listeners.
Trust me, my wife is an avid listener to 96.1.
My wife listens to these guys, and it's the morning show host over there.
Yeah, and that's who she listens to. That's actually who my wife listens to on the way to work.
Yeah. So 96.1 morning show.
Hello. That would be Scotty K and Riley. Is that right?
Riley Couture, yeah.
Hello. We had Dude You Crazy.
Dude You Crazy.
Oh, Dude You Crazy.
No, Dude You Crazy.
No, Dude You Crazy.
Yeah, so this he's a fellow podcaster out there. He's got his show, dudeyoucrazy.net. Does a lot of stuff about, I think, college football, and does a lot of general talk, kind of like we do, I think.
Cool.
Welcome. Thank you, man.
Hello. Shout out to Dude You Crazy.
Hello.
Give him a listen. Look him up and listen to him as well.
He's actually on iTunes. We're going to have to check out and see if we can get on iTunes like that. He's on iTunes.
Yeah, that's taking our show to a whole new level.
We can do it, though. And then one more. Who else did we have on there? Oh, well, I always want to thank our folks over there at the Atlanta Business Chronicle, hitting us up all the time. The BizChron loves the Jump Around podcast. Josh Lewis on the Twitter, he's at the Josh L, all one word. Josh Lewis, movie reviewer.
Hello.
Now, see that? And that's
I just stole your gimmick.
Yeah, you stole my gimmick. But everybody seems to think that you're the one that does that.
Hello.
That's me doing that. But
hello.
That's you doing that. But
that's me.
Everybody thinks it's you anyway that does that, but it's actually me.
It's okay. It's a good thing.
Yeah.
It's a good gimmick. I won't steal your gimmick. I'm sorry. Hello.
So, and then, of course, it's 4th of July weekend coming up. You got jury duty still a couple days, I think? Or
Yeah, a couple days of jury duty. They're trying to keep me in there, keep me contained, give my service to the man.
Hopefully it won't be that too bad this week.
No. We got a good weekend planned.
And then what are you going to do this weekend?
Man, we're heading to the nation's capital. We're going to run this podcast from D.C. this week.
Oh boy, the nation's Washington D.C., just where I want to be.
Oh man, yeah, come on, never took a trip up there.
Well, I've been up there several times.
See, I've never been, so the kids never been, wife's never been, I've never been. Stepping out, going to go check out the fireworks.
And you need to. Everybody needs to go to D.C., see all the historical sites. I'm just venting on the politicians up there. The politics part of it, not very fun. But yeah, going and seeing the Washington Monument and the Lincoln Memorial and the Smithsonian. All the Smithsonian museums are awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, those are fun. Everybody should go do that.
Yeah.
But it is 4th of July weekend. You know what that means.
I'm going to park my butt right in front of a TV around noon, I think, or 2 o'clock Eastern, something like that.
Hizzle yizzle. You know why?
That's right. I know why.
Molly Schuyler. Going to be in that Nathan's hot dog eating championship.
Yes, sir. And Joey Chestnut's already said he wants to break his record of 69. That's 70 hot dogs in your gut and buns.
Well, if that old gal can eat if she can eat 5 pounds of damn meat or more than that, actually, in less than 10 minutes, man, I think she might stand a chance at this damn hot dog eating joint.
You would think so.
I'm pulling for Molly Schuyler.
Molly, we are in your corner.
Don't doubt it now. I like that old Joey Chestnut fella, but I got to pull for Molly now.
Oh yeah, we're on the Molly Schuyler bandwagon. Jump Around is on your bandwagon.
Yeah, amen to that. All right, so I guess it's time to get out of here, man. We're getting close on time.
Yep. We're going to take this up another Tuesday. How about next Tuesday?
Sounds good. Same Jump Around time.
Same Jump Around station.
Which is the Jump Around podcast station thing of Jiggle Bob.
On the Spreaker.
Yep. Hit us up, y'all, on the Twitter machine out there at jumparound_pod. And then on Facebook, the Jump Around podcast page.
check out our YouTube channel when you can.
Yeah, talk to us. We love to hear from you guys, those few of you that do. We need to make it more, guys. Seriously, get involved with the show. We want to hear from you. We love y'all. And we know you're listening because we see the numbers. So we know you're out there. But that's going to do it for this week.
You have a happy 4th yourself. Jumpers, have a happy 4th. Don't get out there and make too much noise with your fireworks.
Don't blow your damn fingers off with your M80s.
Don't get arrested for drinking.
Or drinking and driving.
Just drinking.
Yeah. I'm going to probably get some of that up. I got me a new bottle of Jaeger downstairs. I'm going to tear it up. I'm going to be sponsored by Jägermeister this weekend.
Sponsored by Jägermeister.
Yes, sir. All right, so we're going to get out of here. For the big round mound of sound, Joe Beasley, it's Wes Parkey. Thank you for listening this week, and we'll talk to you again next week, everybody. So long for now. Bye-bye.